Welcome back to your daily basketball recap. My name is Levi Jacob, and today we're going to be going over the predictions for the season awards for this upcoming NBA season of 25-26. To start off these videos, usually what I do is I go over the last season's awards. Obviously, this specific category in and of itself is going to be a little bit less relevant because Rookie of the Year is a thing that you only get every year. That being said, though, I want to jump into it because I think it also is important to understand the history of the award from the previous year. Coming in at the number 5 spot is Zach Edey, very relevant part of the Grizzlies lineup last season. Made an impact, but I don't think we saw enough of Zach Edey. Obviously, with a guy that size, he's going to have a little bit of wear and tear here and there throughout the season, but enough there to showcase that he was worth putting out there on the court. Notably, just below him in regards to votes, and it wasn't, he got total of 4 points overall, was Kel'el Ware. I actually liked his rookie campaign. I thought that Zach Edey provided a little bit more consistency in what he brought to the table compared to Kel'el Ware, as well as the fact that he not only played more games, but he showed that in the overall scheme of the Grizzlies' approach moving forward, he's going to be a significant piece because of what he enables Jaren Jackson Jr. to do when he can roam on defense, number one, obviously, but also on offense, having another big man anchor to kind of be in the dunker spot really, really enabled the floor to be opened up, as well as the fact that moving forward, he's going to be really important for this team because they lost both other centers that really played minutes for them, as well as the fact that Brandon Clark again, unfortunately, has been injured at the start of this season potentially. So Brandon Clark is he's not going to be playing for the first few games. Zach Edey absolutely is in the position to benefit from that and really showcase the talent that he has. Number 4 was Alex Sarr. Alex Sarr, I think, actually has a lot of potential to be similar to Serge Ibaka, the offensive inconsistency, unfortunately, but the defensive know-how, the correct positioning, and elite timing for blocks, which is something that he definitely showcased this season. He showed that he also can spread the floor. And I think actually having the archetype of who Serge Ibaka was can help them branch off and give him the much needed approach and coaching to kind of see how he can progress as a player. Potentially also what to look out for as far as injuries, because Serge Ibaka's career did not last for very long, unfortunately. But in his prime years, he was a defensive shot blocking masterpiece. He was totally nuts. And I think I really do think that Alex Sarr has a little bit of a higher potential than that. Just his defensive instincts are good for a rookie center, and he looks like he has enough quickness to really pick up and grow even in that part. So I'm excited for him. But his rookie campaign was still very inconsistent shooting. His summer league was absolutely terrible before that. I just think that he's deserving of this spot on this list. But being the number 4 on this list from last year, it makes perfect sense. Jalen Wells, I think, is a fascinating player, and he comes in at number 3. I think that he's so valuable to this team. I think he's the most valuable out of all of the young assets they have, essentially aside from Coward. But he's an animal. Like especially in summer league, watching him in summer league this year, he's showed that his offensive game has really, really grown, and that he's a reliable option. I think that also without Desmond Bane there, just to take up the shots. Desmond Bane is a great player. Nothing to take away from Desmond Bane. He's going to be showcasing all of that this year, and how much he can actually contribute, especially after his injury last year that miraculously he came away from okay, thank God. He's going to be really fascinating to watch on the Grizzlies, but their potential success this year. So I'm looking forward to watching that and seeing who he does next to Ja, and Edey, obviously from earlier, and the plethora of guys that this Grizzlies team has. Also, love the fact they signed Ty Jerome. I don't think anybody really expected him to be able to be this player potentially going into his sophomore season. So it's going to be great. I think that the Grizzlies are going to be good this year. Zachary Sachet was number 2. He started off the season a little bit rough around the edges, obviously much more of a raw talent, but I think that overall his two-way play really picked up his shooting. He really got to show that was quite formidable. And definitely merited him the top pick at the very least. There was consideration about the two top players, Alex Sarr or Zachary Sachet, when the draft was actually happening. I think the scheme that Atlanta's running, I think this was absolutely the right pick next to Trae Young. He looked great when he was able to play. Not to mention the fact that this year, this Hawks team is going to be so much fun to watch. So I'm sure that he's just going to improve on his game and his two-way play next to Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Probably can teach him a thing or two, but he showed great defensive instincts, which I don't think that anybody was really sure that he would be able to do in his rookie season. But he came in with all the right skills. He reminds me a little bit of like an Wiggins type, maybe a little bit more offensively, not only confident but competent, and a little bit less athletic, obviously. Well, not a little bit, significantly less athletic, because Andrew Wiggins came in very, very athletic. But that 3-and-D style wing with a little bit more ball handling also. So I think that I think he has an all-star or two in his career somewhere, and he showed in his rookie season that he has a good amount of potential in the tank. And number one, obviously, who came away with the Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle. I love Stephon Castle. I'm a big Stephon Castle guy. There's a lot of discussion about if he'll get the ball enough. He wants to be the point guy. I don't know if he's going to be the point guy, but I think this is going to be an opportunity for him to work on his shooting. I think with Wemby out there, there's kind of like there's just so much pick and roll play to happen. So when one person gets tired, just swap them out, and the next one rotate to the wing. You could do a little triangle action. Like I'm there's almost no way for a player not to be successful next to Wemby, honestly, which is why the first year with Sohan playing that point guard role was so bizarre, but they were trying out a few things. I like the way that he plays. I love his confidence, Stephon Castle's confidence. And it's part of the reason why De'Aaron Fox actually wanted to come to the Spurs, was playing next to Stephon Castle. Dylan Harper, I think, actually is going to be behind him on the depth chart. Although Dylan Harper, don't get me wrong, he's a great player. I think he will be a great player. I actually really believe in the potential of Dylan Harper. I feel like I say that about everybody, but I genuinely do believe in the prospect of Dylan Harper. But as far as Stephon Castle is concerned, he's showed that he can defend, that he can shoot, that he can play make. What more do you want from this guy who just won Rookie of the Year? And he was like a good Rookie of the Year. Like, his Rookie of the Year campaign was pretty solid. He had good scoring highs. He had good defensive games that he showed off. Versatility to be able to guard larger opponents as well, to be able to play the one and play make effectively. I think he's great. And there's a lot of people discussing, if the Spurs have to move off of some of these pieces, who would go first? I don't know about first, but I don't really think he's part of most deals, because I do think that the Spurs understand that he is actually a special talent, despite the credit that he's not being given. I just so much of the eye test for him. For me, I loved watching him play. So that was last year. Let's bring you up to speed. Let's get to this year and make some predictions on who I think the Rookie of the Year is going to be. So we're going to start off with 5 again. Coming in the 5 spot, Nikola Topic. What is it called when the guy comes in his, he sat at the bench the first season with a torn ACL. He blue shirted, right? Because I don't know what a red shirt is. Blue shirt, red shirt, who knows? I don't do much collegiate sports watching. He showed some great things in Summer League. He's that, not Luka Doncic, everyone relax, Luka Doncic style, big playmaking guard wing situation going on, without as effective shooting as Luka. So that's what I'm saying. But he plays like a veteran, because he comes from that EuroLeague. He's a Serbian-born player. Was very, very successful in that league, and I just like him. I like him. I think that especially as a Thunder fan, watching this guy in the Summer League next to AJ, he looked promising, and I think that the Thunder are really, really psyched about this guy coming in. He was a lottery pick in it's going to be 2 years ago's draft now, but I just liked what I saw from him. I think that he's going to be very effective with this Thunder's second unit. You're going to see that he's going to set up the offense a little bit more effectively, which is exactly what they needed last year in the playoffs. If you watch when Shea went out, it was like people were kind of like Jalen Williams was able to fill in every so often, but he needed to develop the confidence to do that. And I think that Topic is going to be able to set him up to not have to always develop that confidence. So I'm excited for them. I think that he'll come in at 5 though, because there's going to be a lot of more effective rookies this year, I think. Dylan Harper is my number 4. I like what I saw from him. I think the fit next to Wemby as a big guard is exciting. He's another big guard who can play make and can score score next to the cup. His shooting is okay. It's going to get better. I just think that he's going to fall to this part on the list because I don't think he's going to get enough minutes. They have a large depth chart for guards for the Spurs team, specifically ball dominant guards. I'm not hoping this on anybody, but unless there's like a large injury or something, I don't think that he rises too high on this list. But I think that he is going to be like, I think he's going to show you enough as a rookie that you're going to be like, okay, that's an impressive player. You know, I'm willing to see what he what potentially has in the future, like you should with most rookies. Number 3, Trey Johnson of the Washington Wizards. This is the guy to give to a team that needs a primary scoring option, and especially all the people who want to score, who score in really, really crafty ways that can also kick. And that was part of the way that they benefited so much from getting open last season for the shooters of the Washington Wizards, was because Carlton Carrington loves to penetrate and kick. I don't know about kicking as much, but he's very effective at penetrating. I think he's going to be majority of the time the ball handler for this team. CJ McCollum also he can always find his man. And I think that Trey Johnson is just going to absolutely just be aside from the times that he's going to be on ball, working on his skills, getting better, like you saw in Texas, that he can do already. He's going to be an insane third option to come, running around, more action in the offense, more motion to get open for threes and be able to take advantage with his athleticism. And I think that he's got such a great vet in CJ McCollum. Like, that's such an outstanding pickup for them to be able to pair with this young team of players. And Chris Middleton is there for at least the time being. I like this Wizards team, especially in regards to Trey Johnson. I think that you saw his shooting splits last year in college. He's an efficient scorer, and I think that's always going to merit you points in the decision makers' books as far as people who are voting for the awards. And I just think that he has one of the most polished games in a system that I think will really open itself up to him. Number 2, Con Knippel. Next to this team of really flashy, ball-dominant players with insane athleticism, you drop a younger American Joe Ingles, which is the comparison that everybody was making. Joe Ingles is a great player. He's just old. That's the only reason why. If he was a younger player, he would have been much more appreciated. Con Knippel is, I think, by default, just playing in the way that he plays smart basketball next to Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges. He's just going to be the glue guy for this team. And I feel like that's what this team needs, is like somebody who's just like, okay, just be a good, solid basketball player who's able to play minutes, who's able to do a little playmaking, a little bit of scoring when you need him, able to hit the open shot. He's great. And he's going to be also out there with Trey Mann. I'm a big fan of Trey Mann. I think he's going to have a big year. Colin Sexton's also there. Dude, like I think that he's going to make a good, positive impact on this team. You're going to see him affect and imbue this team with winning habits. He's an old man on a roster that behaves like young kids, I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. So I'm excited for him to have this opportunity. I think he's gonna be fun to watch on this team. I don't think he's gonna look very good in those jerseys. Those jerseys are kind of, I feel like the colors are just gonna, like, I don't know, how pale he is compared to the jerseys. I think it's going to be difficult to look at, but but he's I think he's going to have a really good rookie year, and I think people are gonna feel why he was picked in this place and why specifically for the Hornets he's going to be effective. And then with the obvious pick, it's Cooper Flag. There's no rookie that's going to affect most change. He's going to also ball handle while Kyrie's out more. He's going to be able to do more help defense. He's going to help Anthony Davis and Derek Lively. Help defense for those two players who are so long and so defensively tactful. And now he has to guard somebody who's probably much smaller than him comparatively in his position. And it doesn't have to be like the best player on the floor, and he's an 18-year-old, 19-year-old who has to guard this person as Cooper Flag, who also has an offensive game. And then on top of that, they have so many offensive weapons and people who are able to shoot that they, in a similar way to Trey Johnson, he can like be relegated to a Trey Johnson role in some place where he's tired or whatever. He can hit an open shot. And I think that a large portion of their success hinges on his shoulders. And I think that he's showed you that he can show up in high pressure situations. He's, for all intents and purposes, he did not start strong in his Duke career. He rounded into form because he's that determined of a player. He's also a dog. We got a lot of really hardworking players in this rookie class. He just wants to go out there and play good basketball, and he showed that, and he's going to show that, and he's got the name recognition, he's got the branding already. It's just too much of a glove in hand fit, like it just. I don't think the voters would let it go any other way. Like, when people were like, "Oh, is Wemby going to be rookie of the year?" I actually think that Wemby's going to be career-wise going to be much better than Cooper Flag, but I just feel like he's such a raw talent with so many things that are already so defined within his game. Like, whenever you see something like that, you're like, how is this extremely talented player so malleable still? And I just think that people are you're gonna watch it happen, especially in regards to the Mavericks with their health concerns and issues. Players that get injured more often than not are on this team, so he's gonna have the time, he's gonna have the opportunity, and I think that Jason Kidd is just thrilled to have another big wing who can do it all. So I think there's no way that he doesn't take home this trophy. I think it's like it's worth the effort to put in the bet or whatever. So yeah, that is my predictions for the rookie. Please let me know what you think. Do you think that I missed somebody? Do you think there's somebody else who's going to be, special shout out to VJ Edgecombe. I think that if he's able to get playing time similar to Dylan Harper, I actually think that VJ Edgecombe might be the most successful player out of all the players in this class one day. I'm a very, very big VJ Edgecombe guy. Yeah, there's so many guys that could be on this, that could be rookie of the year, or even just on this list. There's so many good players. So I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited about it. Ace Bailey also, like, I don't think in his rookie season, but I think that he could be a good player one day. He reminds me a lot of Rudy Gay. So, like, if he's able to figure it out within a system that makes more sense for him, I think he's going to be also fantastic. I love the rookie projections. This is like my bread and butter. Of like, I'm always so high on these guys, and like, oh, they're rookies. They don't play as well as you think you're going to. But I'm always like, no, this guy's gonna be great. I love this category. Anyways, that was your daily basketball recap. Thank you all for watching, liking, and commenting. Please tell me what you think. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.